Alright, we are about to start pretty pies. We're making and decorating 3 pies today. Alright, so first we are going to work on our chocolate pie decoration. So what we are going to do, and I put the links for the little recipes that I'm going to be using in the discussion section. So the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be making a chocolate bowl. So I got some balloons, just a regular balloon from the Dollar Tree, and blew it up kind of small. I don't want it to be too huge. So I've got my balloon here, and then I am going to get a decent sized bowl here, and then I have got some candy melts, and we are going to toss some of these suckers in here. Probably only going to use about a half of a bag. Oops. Put some of these back in here. We don't really need that many because we're only going to make one bowl. And so let's see, this says microwave in 30-second intervals. So we are going to pop this sucker in the microwave for 30 seconds. Not 3 minutes. 30 seconds. Alright. And while that is microwaving, we are going to work on the decorations for our next one, which is going to be a pumpkin pie, and we are going to make some little pie crust decorations. So I got just this roll of dough. Where'd I put my scissors? Right over there, grab me my scissors somewhere.
Scissors.
Thank you. Oh, they're dirty. Oh, that's okay. Can you rinse those off?
Yeah.
Alright. So I'm just going to take this sucker out and put some pipeline. I've got a blank pan here, ready to go. Here, stick it. That's not clean. That's not clean.
Where? That's
never mind.
the
Okay,
plastic
just
stove.
set it in the little container. All right, so we've got our pastry dough here. Just gonna peel this open. I'm just gonna lay it out here on my cookie sheet for the moment, so I can just sit here and relax for a second.
It looks like I just bake that and eat it like some kind of.
All right, our melts aren't quite ready, so I'm gonna toss them in for. Let's see, where's my little? I use my spatula and stir it just a tad. Oops, get in there. And then we're gonna toss it back in the microwave for 30 more seconds. So for these pies, I usually make homemade pies for the holidays, but for today I got a frozen chocolate pie, which we are just going to decorate. I got a store-bought non-refrigerated pumpkin pie, and we're going to decorate that one as well, make it super pretty. And then we also got a the frozen, let's see, it's in the like little foil containers, kind of like these little pie pans of the dough. And I took the dough and I put it, let me sit that down for 1 second. I actually stuck it, you can't really see, can you? I put it in a regular pan in my oven. So I made it to where it, sorry, I just jacked up my camera. I made it to where it looks prettier and it looks like it was some homemade crust. Okay. Ooh, sorry. Okay, so let's pull out our chocolates again. Check on those. You're going to stir, 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 stir. The bowl is really hot, so it kind of continues melting them when it's outside of the microwave. So you just want to stir it up till it's nice and shiny. Make sure you get all the chunks out. I'm kind of smashing the little chunks with my spatula here, spreader, whatever you call it. All right, and then I'm going to scrape it all down to the bottom of the bowl, so it's like a nice little pile of chocolate in the bottom here. All right, do you want to lick that? And I'm going to take my balloon and I am just going to squish it down into the bowl. Like that.
Careful not to pop it.
Yeah, you don't want to pop it. And then I'm going to set it here on my little platter. I got these cute little metal platters from the dollar store today. And I'm going to sit here and hold on to this just for a second while it starts setting. And then I am going to set it over here on my table while it dries.
Tastes like hot chocolate.
Alright. So the extra chocolate that you have here, you could put it in like, what do you call those little things?
Container?
Not a container. I don't have one here. Let's see.
Or you could just eat it with a spoon.
You could eat it with a spoon. Like a little syringe thing, and then you could like drizzle it on top of stuff.
Oh,
so
yeah.
We're just gonna set this aside.
Like an icing bag.
Yeah, an icing bag, which we do have. I want you to look over there in that yellow thing and see if you can find my silicone icing bag. It's turquoise. Alright, so we're going to put this stuff aside. And we're going to work on our little, we're going to work on our little pie decorations for the pumpkin pie. So I've got a couple cute little pumpkin cookie cutters here. And this one's really cute. It's got a cutout and it's got little imprints. So you can cut it out. I'm going to cut out a couple of these big ones. And then several of the smaller ones. I'm probably going to use a couple of these on my apple pie as well, because they kind of look like apples too.
I don't know what goes to it, so I just got all this stuff.
Thank you. That's perfect, bud. Alright, so you're going to peel your excess off.
Ooh.
Oops. See, they look like pumpkins and apples, so it's kind of like a 2-in-1.
Just use your imagination.
Exactly. Alright, so we're going to make sure these all come off and don't rip any of them. And of course you could always roll out this extra dough and cut out more, but we are not going to do that right now.
Save time.
So we're going to set this ball right over here. So these two big ones that I cut out, as you see, I cut them this way. Now if I was to turn this over, it wouldn't make the imprint correctly, so I'm just going to flip them. And then I'm going to push my little imprint on it. Make sure you line it up correctly. And then just smash it. And then pop it out with my finger. Kind of peel it off.
Careful
gently.
not to rip it.
And then it makes a cute little imprint of your pumpkin. Those are super cute. So you just line it up real good. Squish it down. And then we're just going to pop that through and peel it off. Alright, and so these are only going to have to bake in the oven for a few minutes depending on your oven and temperature. I've got mine at 425 right now. I've got my apple pie in there, and so we're going to wait a few minutes before we stick these in, and then we will bake these just until they're golden brown. So we're going to set this aside. You want to set that over there on the table?
Yep.
Okay. So next thing we are going to do is we are going to be making the topping for our apple pie, which is going to be grab my recipe. A salted caramel walnut sauce, which is super yummy looking. The link is on the event page, so you can see it and make it yourself. It looks super yummy. I've never made it before, so everything here that we're making today is a surprise to me. All right, so we are going to get, all right, we need a 1/4 cup of water. Can you get the brown sugar out of the pantry?
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna do a 1/4 cup of water. And then we need 1 cup of brown sugar.
Beautiful brown sugar.
Beautiful. Alexa, off. Alright, that was my alarm for my apple pie, so I am going to pull that sucker out real quick. Let me set my stuff over here. Let me pull out my pie. Where's my pie, or my pot holder? There it is. Set this little guy over here. So I let my apple pie bake for 30 minutes. So I took the pie crust that was frozen and I put it in here and I just kind of smashed the sides with a fork to make it look homemade. And usually I use real apples, but we're being lazy today, so I just used a can. Alright, so 1 cup brown sugar. If you've never made your own caramel sauce before, oh my god.
You're missing out.
You should do it like every day because it's so good. Alright, we're going to put our brown sugar in there.
We need to make those maple bacon candy things.
And salt. Okay, so we're going to do... Also, if you don't shop at Pinsy's for your spices, you really should because they're amazing. So it says a 1/2 teaspoon to 3/4 teaspoon, so I'm just going to get like a little pinch and just toss it in there. This is kosher style flake salt and I love it. It's super great. I'm going to save that out because we're going to use it again later. Alright. Let's put away our brown sugar. Thank you. Okay, so we are going to bring this to a medium heat. Let's see, we're using the back burner. We're gonna let this bring it to a boil and then let it cook for about 3 minutes. Let me find another stir here. Let's use a big one. Alright, so we are going to just stir this. And making caramel sounds difficult, but it's actually super easy. I was really scared the first time I made it. I thought I would burn it, or I don't know. It just seemed very daunting, but it's actually pretty easy. So we're just gonna make sure that's all mixed together. Make a mess while we're doing it. And just let that come to a boil. So since our pie has come out, we are going to go ahead and grab our little pie decorations. And we're going to toss those right in the oven. And we are on 425. I'm going to bring that down to 375. And then we're going to set a timer. Alexa, set a timer for 5 minutes. Alexa, set a timer for 5 minutes.
5 minutes, starting now.
Alexa doesn't listen very well sometimes. Alright, so we're going to check those in 5 minutes and see how they look. If they're brown, we'll go ahead and take them out. Can you clear off a spot on the table so we will be able to set them over there when they're done? And you can set this pot holder there. And we'll set it on the pot holder. Alright, so I can already hear that kind of bubbling around.
Simmering.
And So we are going to, the mixture will boil up. You're going to reduce your heat once it is, once it's boiling. Oh, sorry. We're going to bring it to a boil and cook it for about 3 minutes. And then after that, we are going to stir in 2 tablespoons of butter. So we're going to go ahead and get our butter out. I'm using cold butter. You could room temperature your butter. I don't really think it makes a difference.
Butter.
I love butter. We have a lot of butter. Alright, so 2 tablespoons. Alright, so we are going to just cut this right at the 2 tablespoon mark. And then you're going to also need 2 more tablespoons later, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut that as
mark
well.
on the package of the butter?
Yeah,
I never
isn't
realized
amazing?
that.
Pretty cool, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So we've got our 2 little chunks of butter here that we are going to use in just a minute. So we're going to wait for this to boil up. It's already starting to be bubbly and beautiful. Yum. Alright. Oh, so another thing, after we do our caramel, we are going to, we're going to make a maple cinnamon whipped cream for our, I mean, you could put it on the apple pie or the pumpkin pie. Actually, we'll probably put it on both because
That's
why
what
not?
I'm looking for.
Why not? My kids don't really like nuts, so I'll probably do half with the whipped cream and then half with the caramel walnut sauce.
I like
because they're
nuts,
picky.
just not walnuts.
So
Pecans would be better.
what I did was I went ahead and I have a set of these bowls. I put the big one in the fridge so it could chill. It's always good to do your whipped cream in a chilled bowl. It just helps it come together faster. Alright, so this is starting to boil. Alexa, how much time is left on the timer?
You have 2 minutes and 10 seconds left on your 5-minute timer.
So we're going to let this continue cooking here for 3 minutes. And then once our timer goes off, we're going to we're going to check our little pie crust decorations, and then we will pull our butter into this caramel that we got going on here. It's starting to foam up
Ooh,
and
it's
bubble. Doesn't that look
simmering.
yummy?
Boiling.
Mmm,
Looks delicious.
so yummy. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to stir in the 2 tablespoons of butter. And when it starts to foam, then we're going to pour in our cream. Let's see how much cream we're going to need. We're going to need 2/3 cup of heavy cream. You want to pull that out? Oh, it's right here already. Look at you. You're ahead of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, 2/3 cup. Do we have a 2/3 cup here? Yes, we do. Look at that. Boom. We're just going to dirty up everything today.
It'll be
That's
worth
fine.
it in the end.
Yes, it'll be worth it. Alright, so we got our heavy whipping cream here, which we are going to use for our caramel and for our whipped cream, obviously. I do have a whipped cream maker that I got from Pampered Chef, but I'm actually going to do it by hand today just so you can see in case you don't have the whipped cream maker. It's really easy though. I love to make whipped cream for when we have pancakes. We do strawberries and cream pancakes. It's so good. My kids love it. And I've got my almost 14-year-old here helping me, Remy. He is an awesome helper. He loves to cook.
Hashtag delicious.
He's like the only one of my children that helps cook. I'm pregnant with my 9th baby, so we eat a lot. I know, it's a lot, right? When you say it like that, like, wow. Yeah, we'll probably end up with 10 eventually, so, you know, gotta have an even number. Alright, so, let's see, our timer's probably about to go off. Alexa, how much time's left on the timer?
You have less than 10 seconds left on your 5-minute
There we go.
timer.
Alexa, off. Alright, so we're gonna peek in here. Those are...
They're looking puffy.
Yeah, they're getting puffy. They're not quite ready though, so we're gonna, let's
They're not
say,
golden brown
Alexa, set a timer for 3 minutes.
3 minutes, starting now.
Alright, so we are going to go ahead and plop in our first 2 tablespoons of butter here. And we're gonna stir that around. It's getting all frothy. Oh my god. This stuff, you could just like eat it straight out of the jar with a spoon. It's so good. I love to add a lot of extra salt to mine because I love salted caramel. It's the best.
We need to make homemade cookie butter sometime.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I've never even thought of making cookie butter. It's just easier to buy it.
But it's still fun to make it. You never know. It could be super easy, and then we could do it all the time.
All right, so that's getting all foamy. Okay, so what are we going to do next? All right, we are going to pour in the cream. All right, let's try not to spill this. All right, stir in that cream. All right, whoops, I dripped it. All right, here, Rem, can you take that to the sink? Rinse it out? All right, so we are going to reduce the heat to medium-low, about between 2 and 3. And we're going to cook it for another 3 minutes. All right, so I'm looking at my microwave. My microwave clock says 2:19, so we will leave this till 2:22. Just going to let that cook. Yum. All right. So after that cooks for 3 minutes, we're going to move the pan off the heat and stir in the remaining butter and then the nuts, and then we're just going to let it cool before we pour it all over half of our apple pie. So we'll just let that sit there. See, it makes itself. It's so easy. Just, 10 minutes and boom, you got caramel. All right, so we are going to let that finish. We're going to set our whipped cream over here. All right, do you want to get a Ziploc baggie for these chocolate melts? And I always recommend getting the chocolate melts instead of using like regular chocolate chips because they just melt better. They're already got the oil that's in it to make sure that they don't get all funky. Because sometimes if you try to melt chocolate chips, like they'll get all chunky and hard and weird, and it just doesn't work out.
Like the semi-sweet chips, it just don't work.
Yeah, it just doesn't work that well. And you can find these in the party baking aisle at Walmart. They're not on the actual baking aisle. You have to go to like the craft section of the store, and that's where you'll find them. And you can also find lots of other cool things. We saw like some what was it? Some edible paper.
Edible sugar paper.
Sugar sheets. It was
sugar
really
sheets.
cool. Alexa, off. Alright, so we're going to check these little pumpkins again. They're still not quite brown.
Looking a little bit.
Alright, Alexa, set a timer for 4 minutes.
4 minutes, starting now.
Alright, so 4 more minutes. We'll check those. Hopefully they'll be done. And then we can go set them on the table and let them cool. Alright, so our caramel has got about 1 more minute. We're just going to sit here and watch it bubble. I got my extra dough here. I'm going to have my son put it also in a Ziploc bag, sandwich bag, and we will save this for later. Quit sticking your dirty fingers in that.
They're not dirty, I'll wash.
Alright, quit sticking your clean fingers in it. Alright, so for our chocolate bowl that's going to go on our frozen chocolate pie, we got all kinds of berries. We got strawberries, blackberries, raspberries, and blueberries. And I also got these cute little pirouette cookies that are Pepperidge Farm. And we're going to stick them in the bowl just because they look pretty and make it look fancy. Alright, so we're going to stir. Yeah, you can just stick it in the fridge. We can make some more later. And your little pie crust decorations, you could totally brush them with some egg wash and sprinkle them with cinnamon sugar. If you want to be fancy, you can eat them. Yeah, you can eat them like cookies. But I didn't just because I'm lazy right now, and whatever. It's fine.
Egg wash?
Just like a whisked up egg. You could even just use like egg white. All right, let's wrap up this butter. Stick that back in the top of the door of the fridge.
It's already almost melted.
Alright, so we are going to let the rest of this butter melt in here. Yum, 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 yum. So we pulled it off of our off the burner. We don't want it to cook anymore because you don't want it to scald. So we're just going to stir that in. Let that butter melt. It takes a little longer to melt when it's not directly on the burner, but just keep stirring. I'll sit there for a minute. All right, and so where are my walnuts? All right, so you could not put nuts in it. You could put any other kind of nut if you like pecans instead. I just got some chopped walnuts because that's what the recipe called for. But yes, I do like pecans more. I'd probably do it with pecans next time.
Walnuts just taste weird.
I think they're good.
I don't like them.
They're not really good on their own, but they're good like in stuff. They're kind of dry on their own. I'm gonna grab my cup of water over there. Alright, so I got the chopped walnuts. If you get whole walnuts, you probably want to chop them down a little smaller so they're not like big old giant chunks. Alright, our butter is just about melted here. So I'm going to go in, and I don't know how many it says to do. I'm just going to do like a handful. Stir that up. Maybe a few more.
Alexa, how much time is left on the timer?
You have 10 seconds left on your 4-minute
Alright, stick those in the fridge. I store my nuts in the fridge or the freezer. It makes them last longer. Alright, so we got our nuts in here. Alexa, off.
Just look at them.
Okay, so we are going to go set this on the table and just let it relax.
Ooh, they looking puffy.
Let's see.
Not completely
They're
brown,
still
but
not
they're
brown
looking
yet.
puffy.
They're taking forever to get brown. All right, we'll check them again in a few minutes. Okay, so next we are going to do our whipped cream.
Maybe we should have kept it
All
on
right, so
420.
let's go over to our other recipe. All right, so we're going to need the mixer. Okay, usually it's preferable to use your stand mixer, but mine's all dusty because I never use it, so I really didn't want to clean it right now. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull out my trusty little hand whisk because that's what I always use when I make whipped cream. It's just easier. I don't even know why I have a stand mixer. Pretty much just for decoration. This one's just so much easier to use and clean and put it away. And honestly, you could even hand whisk this with a whisk if you have some strong arms, but I would not recommend that because it takes quite a while.
It's like the only essential things you need, like an Instant Pot and then a hand mixer.
Yeah, except we have 2 Instant Pots. Well, actually we have 3 Instant Pots. We just use 2 regularly because, again, there's a lot of us. Alright. So I'm going to unplug whatever that is and plug this sucker in. And then we are going to, alright, start with a cold bowl, the whisk attachment. I'm not, maybe I should use the whisk attachment. I guess.
Maybe you can do one of each.
One of each. Alright, whisk attachment, since it insists. Alright, put those back in the drawer. Alright, so the heavy cream, let's see how much we need. Heavy cream, where is my recipe?
Can't make whipped cream without the heavy cream.
Okay, where's the actual recipe? Oh, there it is. Okay, you have to scroll way down to this Beyond Frosting page to get to the actual recipe. Alright, so get my cold bowl out of the fridge. Make sure you don't drop it. Probably be a little slippery. We are going to do 1.5 cups of heavy cream.
chill bowl.
Nice chill bowl. Alright, so we are going to, we got a little bit of sugar in there. I'm going to do 1.5 cups of our heavy whipping cream. Okay, and then half. You see that little half one?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Put the lid on that, put it back in the fridge. Alright, we're going to take this over to the sink and rinse it real quick. So we're going to beat this heavy cream on medium-high speed until it starts to thicken. Then once it starts to thicken, we are going to add the maple syrup, which is going to be 2 to 3 tablespoons, which I'll probably just eyeball. A 1/2 cup of powdered sugar, which I'm going to have my son measure into this little 1/2 cup right over here. Yep, that's my powdered sugar, so you can bring it right over here. And then a little bit of cinnamon. Where is our cinnamon? And again, Penzies, they're the best.
They have all the best spices and everything.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead, stick this in here. Slow down for doing it. Alright, I'm going to lift up this bowl. I want you to set that underneath it.
Okay.
Yep, turn it over. There we go. Hopefully that'll keep it from getting hot from the stove.
Yeah.
Check my suckers.
Yeah, they look brown to me.
Alright, we're going to turn this off for a second. We are going to grab that. We're going to pull these suckers out.
One-handed.
Go sit on the table. Alright. We're going to turn off our oven. Back to this. So you can see it's thickening up here. We're just going to kind of hope that doesn't fall off into the bowl. We are going to slowly add the maple syrup, which I haven't taken the plastic off of yet.
That's the good kind of maple syrup.
I mean, it's the great value kind. Alright, so let's see. Just going to go bloop. Alright.
So thin.
Just a little bit of that. Alright, we're going to mix that in a little bit. Don't pour that in yet. Open that cinnamon. Alright, so do just like a few shakes of the cinnamon in. One more. Maybe like 10 shakes. One more cinnamon. Shake, 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 shake.
You never have too much to...
Turn it over and shake it again. Sometimes it gets more clogged. There you go. All right, that's good. All right, so I'm going to start stirring this, and then I want you to very slowly just shake in a little bit of the powdered sugar at a time, okay? Woo! A little bit, and then back. All right, a little more. It's snowing. All right, do almost all the rest. All right, that's done. Woo!
And it's so
my
easy
goodness.
to make.
All right, let's taste test. That is good. Yum, yum. All right, we're gonna pop that sucker out, put that in the sink.
Gotta lick it off first.
Dust this off later. It's all snowy. All right, let's unplug this.
Oh, whipped cream should always be like this.
Right? Oops. Knocking stuff off the counter. All right, so I have got, let's see. That's not gonna fit. Were there more of these? More of these pieces?
Maybe.
All right, go see if you can find those because this does not fit on that.
There was a bunch of shit.
Yeah, grab many of them. There should be like another big one. All right, so look at that. Doesn't that look delicious?
There's this bag that's already fitted.
Oh, that'll work. Perfect. All right, so in case you're wondering, I set this onto this so it would not be affected by the heat of the stovetop because it's kind of warm since the oven was on. All right, so we've got our prepped bag ready to go. Usually what I do is get a glass, put it into the glass. This bag is not very flexible, so I'm just gonna take it out and bend over or fold over the sides like this. So that way when you put your frosting in, you can get it all the way down in there, frosting, whipped cream, whatever. And then you can pull the sides back up when you're done. And it makes less mess. So we're just gonna spoon that in there.
Just cake it on in there.
Yeah, so yummy. You could totally just eat this with a spoon too.
I definitely would.
You want to get me one of those chip clips out of the drawer? The big ones?
Yeah. Like the long one?
Yep.
Here we go.
Alright, so see, then we're going to flip this sucker up. Oh, it's kind of hard to grab. This is not a great pastry bag. This one that I have that's from Pampered Chef is super easy to mold in your hands. This one is just a little cheapy Farberware one from the grocery store. Alright, so once you got it all in there, you're just gonna kind of, whoops, it's coming out the top already. Just gotta eat that. Alright, so what I try to do is squish it down in to where it's not coming out the top. I guess it doesn't want to work with me today. I probably put too much in there.
Cheap bag.
All right. So we're going to squish it down in there, and then we're going to, oops. We're just making a mess here.
Yeah, messes are delicious.
And then kind of fold it up, and then I get these little chip clips from IKEA, and just kind of helps keep everything from squirting out all over the place. And then, all right, boop, you can see it's coming out. All right, I would usually use a bigger tip for this kind of thing, but I don't know where they're at right now. And
can I lick the spoon?
really,
Can I lick the spoon?
yes, you can lick the spoon. Here, you want to set those over there?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and start decorating. So just go all around with little swirlies.
You could put the whipped cream on the little pumpkin thingies and then make little like whipped cream cookie snack things.
All right, you want to bring the little pieces over here? All right, so if you had a bigger tip, this would be a lot prettier. You could just do like big old dollops and it would look really pretty. I kind of screwed that up. I should have put this other tip in, but that's okay. It'll still look pretty all the same. All right, so we're going to put some of these little guys here that look like apples. They're really cute. Whoops, I broke one. Oh.
I'll eat it.
Yep, you'll have to eat that one. They're super delicate, so don't break them. All right,
oh, those taste really good.
Here, I'm going to use the back side of that.
That works.
All right, so we've got our kid side. We're just going to fill this in a little more with some more of this whipped cream.
Those are better than sugar cookies.
All right, bring our caramel over here and let's check on that. All right. And then you could totally get like some cinnamon sugar and sprinkle on top of that as well.
We have cinnamon sugar. Do we go
Yes,
get
we
it?
do. Nah, don't worry about it right now. All right. So we've got our caramel topping here. It could set up and cool a little more, but I'm still going to pour some on right now anyway. Just so you can see how it looks. It'll set up.
I'll set up on it.
Oh, look at that. Whoops. Just drizzling some caramel on that unintentionally, but why not? It looks good.
Mm-hmm.
And get all these nuts.
Everyone likes caramel. If you don't, you're probably crazy.
Yes, definitely. Alright, I'm going to try to get some caramel and just drizzle it on top of these.
Caramel apple pie with
Boom.
cinnamon whipped cream.
There is our half kids, half adult caramel apple pie. Of course, you'll want that to set so it can complete the setting process. Alright. So next we are going to take, boom, this ugly sucker right here. So we're gonna take him out of the box. I don't like pumpkin pie at all. My kids do, my husband does.
I love pumpkin pie.
I think it's disgusting.
I think it's delicious.
But we're gonna make this look like I made it. If I can open the box. It's not very adult friendly, obviously.
Maybe the pumpkin pie is just mad at you for talking smack about it.
Maybe it is. Sorry, Kai. Okay, throw that in the recycle bin. Okay. So, not only is it taste gross, it's ugly. Like, look at it. Come on. So, I've got these little platters from the Dollar Tree. I've got the small ones that are metal. You could totally put it on one of these.
Basically a pie
not like
tray.
that one. It's not quite big enough. And then I also got these bigger platters that are plastic. And then I picked up a package of these little doilies that are also at the Dollar Tree.
Doilies.
So we're going to open this. I totally should have opened this beforehand. Alright, we're going to take out one of these little doilies just because they're fancy. And set it right on top of our little platter here. Here, you stick that one back in. Alright, and then we're going to put our
Like paper.
ugly pie. Okay, yeah, they're just like little papers. They just make things look pretty, like Grandma made it.
Fancy.
Alright, so we are going to just arrange our little guys here. Whoops! I lost that one. Lost my pan. These are very delicate, a lot more delicate than I figured they would be.
I mean, they're pie
So
crusts.
we're just kind of sticking these little guys in here. Kind of like a family of pumpkins. How cute is that? Alright, and then I'm just going to go around the edge and just kind of make a cute little border. You use any kind of tip on your pastry bag. This one's a little harder to squeeze than my other one too.
Because it's so stiff.
Yeah, it's very stiff. Oops. Don't want to knock over Daddy Pumpkin there.
Can I eat this one?
Alright, and we could just do like a few more like here, here.
Can I eat this pumpkin?
Yeah, go for it.
Crumble it.
Just make it look all pretty. And boom. It almost looks like I made it. I would actually probably put this in the oven just to brown this edge. If it was actually a holiday with all my family over here. Because it's kind of pale and doesn't look like it came out of the oven.
It doesn't match this.
Right, it doesn't match those. But it still looks pretty and it looks like, you know, looks like I made it.
Looks like you tried.
Looks like I tried. Oh, that's sweet. Alright, so let's move this guy over there to the table. Don't drop him.
Delicious looking.
Alright, I need a baby wipe. I'm getting all sticky from this whipped cream. We have successfully made a giant mess. Alright.
And some pie.
And some pie. Lots of pie. Alright. Got powdered sugar everywhere. So our last pie, I got just a regular Marie Callender's little chocolate pie. I was looking for one that was a little more basic and kind of plain, but they just don't seem to make those. Can you break down that box? So this one's already got some decoration on it.
But we're going to make it better.
But we're going to make it better. So we're going to pop off this little lid.
We're going to make it a privilege to eat.
You know what I am thinking about? Whoop. Alright, grab my other little platter over here on the toaster. So we just inverted it and boom. Get it out of that tin.
No one can even tell.
No one will even tell. So so we're going to take off some of this mess here. I know we kind of smushed it up a little bit, but that's okay. We're going to fix it. So we're going to get another little spatula. We're using everything in the kitchen today. I'm going to take off some of these little brownie crumbs here. I'm sure my teenager is going to come over here and eat them for me because he's so helpful. They're just kind of big and bulky and not pretty, and I don't
brownie
like them.
nugs.
So we're just gonna get rid of these guys. As many of them
That's
as
a
we
lot
can.
of chocolate.
I know, you're gonna be sick later. Save some for your siblings.
Yeah, I can have them.
All right.
I need water.
Okay, so we got this guy on this platter. We're gonna stick this back under here just because the stove is still a little warm. And then I'm gonna kind of just boop, boop, boop. Just kind of swirl this up and just make it look not like it came out of a machine, you know? Just kind of, you can play with it, see what looks cute.
Make it feel homey.
Homey, that's a good word. You'd even sprinkle like a little bit of cocoa powder around the edges. That would look cute.
You can sprinkle a little bit of cocoa powder around the edges of like anything.
All right,
though,
so let me wash my hands real quick. I just got chocolate brownie all over them. And you want to pull out the berries?
Yes.
All right, so I've got my balloon here, and whoops, I should have sprayed my pan. Okay, so clearly I just lost my bottom, but that's okay. We're gonna make this work. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna see if we can pull this little part off, which I don't think we can, but that's okay. It's still gonna be a bowl form, and no one will really see the bottom. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna pinch the top right here, and then you're just gonna kind of put a tiny little hole in your balloon so you can gently let the air out, because you don't want it to just pop, because then it can break your bowl. So you just want to gently let the air out slowly, and obviously don't break your bowl like I did. Make sure you spray your platter like I did not. Oh, look at all the little pieces of chocolate.
Hey, the greatest people make mistakes.
Snowing. So there's little pieces of chocolate that are snowing off the balloon onto the... Look at that little happy accident. Oh. Alright, well that did not work out like I expected it to. At all.
Now you have like chocolate shell pieces. You should have sprayed the balloon with like coconut
I should have
oil or
sprayed the
something.
balloon too. I think that might have been in the instructions and I forgot. All right, that's okay. We're gonna make this work. All right, so we got some shards here. Next time, spray your balloon. Follow the directions properly. I should have probably made more than one. That's okay. All right, so we're gonna put our shards here. Boom.
What happened to the test run chocolate balloon?
Yeah, we kind of ran out of time. We were gonna do test runs, but we didn't make it that far. But that's okay. All right, so we are going to get our... Oh, here, you open that. All right, so we got our fruit.
Raspberries are the best.
I did not wash these beforehand, so I'm going to wash them real quick right now.
Heck.
I know, it's super hard to open. Pull, pull, pull. Alright, I'm rinsing my fruit real quick because I didn't do that earlier.
There we go.
We're pretty busy over here, so we just kind of ran out of time. Alright, so we are just going to place our fruit in here.
Raspberries.
Make it look pretty. Put our big strawberry in here.
Oh, it looks really pretty.
I know, even though I messed it up, it still looks nice.
Mm-hmm.
Put a blackberry back there.
Task failed successfully.
Yes. Happy little accidents. You know, it happens. And the more of the junk that's on here that you could get off, probably the better. I feel like it would probably look better if it didn't have all that cookie madness going on. And you could even do your own whipped cream. Just like take that off and like make some like I just made. Some yummy flavored whipped cream. Oh my god, my hands are wet and I can't even open this package now. Alright, we're just going to use the knife because I cannot open it. Alright, so these are just cute little wafer tube cookies. I'm just going to chop that sucker in half, but I'm going to chop it in half unevenly. So they're two different sizes. So I'm going to stick one over here.
So it look machine made.
Yeah, and then one over here. And look how pretty that looks. It didn't turn out exactly like we wanted, but
It worked.
I mean, come on. Way cuter than the ugly pie straight out of the package. So if I can do these with all these kids around the house, you can totally do them as well. And make sure you spray your pan. You know, that's helpful. Well, I think that's it. Let's grab our apple pie and look at it one more time. Let's see how it's sitting. Alright, so your whipped cream, you want to make sure you eat it immediately because now it's like whipped cream soup. So when you put it on a hot pie, eat it immediately. My kids are still going to eat this. They don't even care. It's going to be really good. But your whipped cream doesn't really last outside of the fridge. And even in the fridge, I probably would only maybe put it in there for a couple hours if you want to prep it before you make your pie. It just doesn't last very long. It kind of melts really quickly, but it still tastes good. I mean, it's kind of like melted ice cream pretty much.
The whipped cream from the bowl is still fine.
Yeah, the whipped cream in the bowl is good. It'll probably be good for a couple hours, so we can just put a little more on the pie and it'll be ready. But let's look at our pumpkin pie. Oops.
That was my favorite.
This sucker is still perfect.
Still beautiful.
If you want to put it on an apple pie, I'd probably let it cool a little longer since I didn't. Mine was still warm, I guess. I didn't realize how warm it was. Probably also why my caramel hadn't set up. But yeah, there you go. There's 3 ways to make your pies prettier, even if it's store-bought, homemade, frozen, whatever. You can make it look good. You can do your whipped cream any way you want it. There's just so many different options. Make sure you check out the discussion page and you can see all the recipes I used today. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for joining. Bye.